Good morning, all the great and powerful leaders that are listening to Wild Thoughts with your host, The Big Bang. Today, we are going to take a stroll on our planets as the ride begins and the descent down to madness begins. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath and release in that breath love and light. When you breathe in hate, envy, jealousy, and whatever worry is in your mind. Breathe out love and peace. Now, as you continue this cycle of breathing love and hate, peace and war, violence and sleep, allow the emotions to run like a cheetah on the African plain. Let these feelings paralyze your brain's eye. Feel what joy is bringing to you. Realize we are the nature of beings. We are the one in the universe with your eyes closed. See yourself as a mighty oak tree, one that has been around for hundreds of years. Take a deep breath in and become the universe. As God has made thus prosperous place, turn your light and shine it inwards. As you begin to see your free world, as you begin to indulge in everything around you, be the water that flows forever. Be the water that nourishes the almighty oak tree that you are. So you have to be the tree and the water. That's right. To be 100 years old and just begin life. Now, be the oak tree. The wood of the tree is strong, but the most important part of any tree is the root system. The roots entangle with other trees, other grass roots, and all other type of root systems. They become one living organism. They become one live organism, transferring nutrients, information, disease, antibody, and water. Now come back to your true self, your human formed mind, the human subconscious, and put your subconscious mind in the universe, and do it now. Feel the ideas that people are leaving as they enter the grave. Take those ideas and make them whole, and use them before you enter the grave. For a limited time we have, and we are lucky to be in abundance of everything we could ever need. Wow, really? Although our time may be stopped by a stray bullet, our thoughts will forever flow like the river of memories. Our thoughts shall pass through the grass, through the trees, through the air, through the water, and through the shit, and through our own bodies. Breathe in love and hate. Let those two demons battle. Let the demon of thought pierce your mind and put to rest the most important thought you have. For you shall not worry or have fear. Your brain is the master computer and your hands the printer. Allow your hands now to print the money of the mighty old oak tree that you are. Allow your tongue to moisten the heart of your fellow people. Put to rest the thought of one and allow the thought of many. For our brains have awoken us through this dream, this illusion of life, this made up motherfucking reality. The reality made through your mind. We use power of the mind to control the being of improper technique, or realities are created solely on the power of our minds. Prepare for what is coming to you, or not be prepared, for the opportunity will come and we shall conquer. Opportunity shall come and we shall fail. Opportunity will come and we will perish. Opportunity will come and we shall enlighten. Enlightenment of the opportunity will come and we will take advantage of the opportunity. And we will come and we shall be buried. Big bang. I'm already dead, bitches. Whew. So what do you think of that? That is a great little opening I have written for all of the listeners of Wild Thoughts. I really enjoyed that one. I actually have even the name of it. That's how good it was. This one is called The Eternal Flow. And now I did not write that today, but I was flipping that back through one of my old ass notebooks, and because I got like 10 of them now. I don't even know what to do with them. Maybe I should just write a damn book. Ugh, I already wrote one. I feel like that's all right. What was I saying? Oh yeah, The Eternal Flow, this book. I don't know when I wrote it. I wrote it a long time ago. Maybe I did it on one of the knowledge drips in the past, and maybe if you've been a long time listener, but I just couldn't remember it if I had done it or not. So I thought, why not just open up the podcast, the knowledge drip, the eternal flow that is melatonin, bananas, and mangoes. Now you might be wondering, what do melatonin, bananas, and mango all have in common? Well, if you eat them at the same time, they'll probably come out your shit at the same time. So there's a lot of different things in this world, just like reading through the eternal flow. In here, somewhere in here, it said that you had to be the water that nourished the tree, as well as be the tree, as well as be the wind, the roots, and all the other great things that make it live. There's a lot of be the atom, pretty much. That's what it's trying to say, is be the atom, or whatever the smallest particle is. Be the smallest particle that is in everything. That little tiny particle, I don't know the name of it. Let's just call it a motherfucking molecule that's really fucking small. That little molecule that creates literally everything you see, everything you create. The reason you can put your hands together if you got hands. The reason you can close your fingers, close your eyes if you got eyes, or talk if you got tongue and a vocal box and all that stuff. And, and the phones and the air and the air conditioning and what's around me? Oh, the matches. All that stuff is made by the same thing, which tells you that you are created and equal to yourself. Now, are you created all by the same thing? Is that true? I don't know. I don't have that type of knowledge on it yet, but I'm getting there. So if anybody does have knowledge on that type of shit and they want to write into the show, you definitely can. But as I was saying, everything is the same, man. And everything just always works out the way it should be. Whether you're the water, whether you're the oak tree, or the wind, or the blow jobs, or the water when I turn on the faucet, the hand soap there. Whatever you can be, whatever you are, whatever type of business card you want to be, whatever type of mask you want to put on this world, I say go ahead and just do it, because you have to be part of everything. And a lot of people want you to say, take off that mask, be yourself. Like, bro, even with the mask on, I'm the same person, just with a different mask. Like, the only thing that changed was the outside. And then, so it doesn't really matter. But then the inside changes too. Or does it? That's questions you ask all the time. I don't know if you ever ask yourself those type of questions, but I do a lot. Is it? Could you? Is it possible to even think that you could begin to do something that you don't know what you're doing? Well, you're going to answer that question with a hell yes. You can begin something that you don't know what you're doing. Why? Because everybody does it every day. And every time they get in their car, they don't know what they're doing. You know what you're kind of doing autonomously, like left, right, brake, gas, pedal, stop, look in the rearview mirror, park, all that bullshit. But you never really know what's going to happen when you go out there. You might know the basics of the driving, but you never know what's going to happen. You're not going to know if you're going to see rain out there, homeless people trying to fight, people going 35 miles per hour. And in like a 15 mile per hour zone. It's ridiculous out there. Everybody's just going places. And I know that's not really a problem, because I feel like we're tiny ants. You know what I'm saying? Have you ever just watched ants, like ants for hours? Just watch them walk around or move around, you know? They're amazing. And I'm like, wow, that's exactly what we do, just on a larger scale. We go out stuff, we bring it back in, and then we revenate it throughout the whole community so that everybody can enjoy it, everybody can have enough and prosper and live a very happy and numerous life, which is what we're all about here, apparently. Oh man, where am I going with this? I gotta figure it out, because at the end of the day I will be happy, because I know that I'm rendering more service than is needed. And I was like so excited right there. That was a lot of fun, actually. That was a good part. Wow, guys, congratulations. You just made it to one of the best parts of the knowledge drip. And that is the randomness of scientifically nothing can be random fact, which is 99.3% true, and I am 100% sure on that fact. So you can even look it up if you want. All right, now let's get into some more things that I have gotten down today. This was in reference to part of the laws of success in 16 lessons. This is I was reading in the ninth lesson. In the ninth lesson goes over rendering more service than what is paid for. And I thought, that's a really good subject. Why not go over in today's knowledge drip? Something I think about that. The working is doing more than what was it again? Oh, I know what it is. Rendering more service than being paid for. He had his version, Napoleon Hill did, in that book, The Law of Success. And I thought, wonder what my version would be like. So I just was like, I'm going to write all like this, like down. Why am I saying like? I don't know. But I figured I'll just write down my own ability to, what was it, man? Rendering more service than being paid for. I figured, why not? Like, everyone does really render more service than they are paid for, but it's the people that are angry about it that will never accept that they could actually get more. Pretty much what it boils down to. If you're angry about it, then you've accepted that you will no longer get it. And that's why you have to be angry about it. So, anger is a very, really big fear. Anger is a terrible drug for your body. I mean, I would rather take PCP than have, like fear of failing or fear of not trying, which, who hasn't had that fear before? Who hasn't been afraid to say something? Who hasn't been afraid to talk every once in a while? When you go out. So you got to start talking to people. You got to just build your motherfucking confidence up and, render more service than being paid for, because being angry is no reason to live. Being angry, it's just not worth it. Like, why you always want to fight somebody? Like, it's just not worth it. Sometimes it could be, though. Sometimes it has to be. Sometimes, don't get me wrong, sometimes you gotta fucking fight somebody. Like, you know what I'm saying? You gotta fight somebody. But if you're gonna fight them, make sure you fight them legally so you can get some money from the bitch ass too. And that's what you gotta do. You just gotta fight legally. You know what I'm saying? Go out there, and you don't like something, you guys just gotta fight legally, man. It'll make your life easy, and you'll just make your life easier than I think. But what is legal? I don't know. Depends on where you live, I guess. You can do anything. You can do everything, or you can do nothing. Which that part of life cruises you onto another motherfucking thing forever. And then because the cruise goes and goes and goes, because you're not able to render more service than you are being paid for, because you are angry and you are upset with something. So here you are wondering why you're not getting paid more. It's because you're not rendering more service than being paid for, because you're angry about it. You say, the people that are going to stay broke and poor forever are people that go, I'm angry because they're only paying me $9 an hour. And I used to do that. Trust me. I really did. But that shit doesn't do you no good. Guess what? It just keeps you at the same rate. Nobody wants to give you a raise when you have a bad attitude, because you don't even want to give yourself a raise. So you got to keep your self-control up, which we go over. You got to keep your self-confidence up, which the formula, you know what I'm saying? Keep that shit up. And you got to remember that you are you will render more service than what you're paid for. You are the determining factor. And in the Law of Success in 16 Lessons, I was reading today, and then after that, I meant this show I was watching. This guy, he was watching it. I think his name was like Bob Proctor or something like that. At least that's his screen name, just like all of us. All of us have screen names, fake names, identities. His Bob Proctor name, which is kind of cool, but his Bob Proctor name, he was talking about not the Law of Success, but the other one, Think and Grow Rich. Think and Grow Rich is another book written by Napoleon Hill, and it goes over the 13 lessons and like 20 fears or something like that. And this Law of Success book goes over 16 lessons, and it goes in a little more depth. But he was talking about it, and he said that the book in the beginning of Think and Grow Rich, the beginning of that book has the secrets inside of it to grow. And this guy Bob Proctor, he said he didn't want to share it with anybody. He didn't want anyone to know about what he thought about it. So I said, you know what? I can do just the opposite of him, and I can share what I think about what the number one thing in this book is. And the number one thing is not even in the book, which is crazy enough. It may be made of the atoms, and then maybe out of the neutrons out of you. It's the same shit. Oxygen, may be made out of the same shit. Water, dirt, earth, food. You know what I'm saying? It may be made exactly out of the exact same thing as you. But that book can't move. That book can't open. That book can't do nothing unless somebody opens it for it. That's the difference. And that's why the biggest thing in this book that I think is the number one thing is yourself. You got to be able to sell yourself, because really in all these books they have the number one thing you have is yourself. As I chug down some more water. And to have yourself is to not have anger with yourself, or fear with yourself, or pity for yourself, or grievance, or worry about debt. Like, you just have to have this self-confidence in yourself, and this self-control, and this ability to render more service than getting paid for, in order to improve the life that you want to motherfucking live. And that's just how it's going to be. You got to believe in yourself. And that's what I think this whole book is about. I've read it. And it tells all these other people's stories. But guess what? You don't want the other people's stories. You don't want their stories. You want your story. You don't want to copy somebody that, is already doing it. You can't be damn somebody that's already doing that. You know what I'm saying? It's got to change. You got to do something a little bit different. You got to become a different molecule or atom, I guess, a different cell to become a little bit different thing. And that's what that book is all about. It's about the number one thing that you have is yourself. That's the secret. And if you want to do anything, you got to first believe that you can do it. And you got to believe that you have the belief within yourself, within your bright round eyes, while you still have a breath to give and a stretch to maintain on your fingertips and your finger toes and your finger nips and your little bitch cunts and whatever else is out there. But man, I've been chewing gum this whole time. I hope that sounds really good on the microphone. I hope you got real turned on by that. I forgot I was chewing gum because I was talking so hard. I was going to spit it out. But, fuck off. Their little bitch ass shit. I ain't spitting out nothing until the flavor's gone. Because that's how I like it. That's how I like to live my moment with my gums. And if you don't like that, then, that's why I'm not somebody else. That's why I'm who we are. That's why it is what it is. And you cannot control that is what can't be. Oh, all right. Take a break for a little bit. You can rest your eyes. We're going to start around 22 minutes. We're going to go over what I had written today on rendering more service. Finally. Whew. So, relax your little face and close your little eyeballs and believe in yourself as we begin. The story of today is called Light MiNd. Rendering more service than you are paid for. In the flickering candle that burns is the light to see. The light to cause shadows and color. The light where you are capable of dreaming the illumination behind the eyes. What amazes me is the power of your mind. I go through life mostly seeking the light in order to see, but I have recently, most likely, in the middle of compiling the evidence for the illuminating of our brains. They say that light is created so you can see at night. But the flickering of artificial lights is on us now. My thoughts for the inevitable future are only seen through the light of the day. The fire of the night, is your dreams. For in complete darkness and in the worship that is sleep, our minds are the ability to create light. For a dream is the light. Our brains are constantly creating light, at least a flicker or sometimes a full beam. The dreams of us literally the light inside of us. When you close the eyes to rest at night, you are able to dream the power and you can create light. Our brains are constantly creating a blinding light, a light of ideas, of unconsciousness to give us. Flip the motherfucking page. That's right, I'm the only one in this world with this book. What we need, our brains, are in a panic state of rendering more service than that what we get paid for. And do we complain or argue over ourselves that we need to pay our brain? Let me read that again. Do we complain or argue over ourselves that we need to pay our brain? We may argue over other things, not paying it. But do you agree and compromise and give thanks to yourself first? Do you thank your brain constantly and diligently for giving you the ideas that motivate your entitled world? Rendering more service than what you get paid for is the only way to make an unlimited amount of money. It is like you are in constant debt with yourself. It's as if your brain was aware of the power of being in debt. Now, if you are going to be in debt, would you want to be in debt for $3,000? Or would you want to be in debt for $1 billion? I know the answer to the question, and it is passive income. The power of rendering more service than you get paid is the best way to get into return what you need. Try your best. Invest in yourself by rendering more service than what you get paid for. The law of compensation, it is inevitable as long as you believe in yourself. You will get your money back and inexperienced in the knowledge drip that is Wild Thoughts with your host, The Big Bang. Woo! So, that is what I had written today for you guys. I know, that's great shit, isn't it? Wow, who would have thought that all these great little notebooks would just be filled with glorious ideas. Some of them not as good as others, some of them better than others, some of them the greatest ones I've ever came up with. But once again, just like this book, Napoleon Hill, is not who I am. This book that I am writing is not who I am also. It's just someone that I like to write about, someone I like to write with. It's just a paradoxical world when I'm writing. I don't know. It's great. It's great shit. But before we go, of course, because we're almost 30 minutes in, and you guys know that we try to practice this for 30 minutes when we go into it because of the self-confidence formula. Ooh. Everybody loves the self-confidence formula. I wanted to do some affirmations. And then after we do the affirmations, we're going to finish with, of course, our favorite prayer. And if you're new to the knowledge drip, that is, our favorite prayer is the one from the book of the Law of Success, and it's the self-confidence formula. So let's do some affirmations first, and then let's go ahead and jump into the self-confidence formula. All right, here's our affirmations for today. I am enlightened. I am death. I am tired. I am strong enough to beat tired. I am collective. I am powerful. I am enlightened with money. I am wealthy. I am smart. I am Mother Nature, bitch. I am a maker. I am a leader. I am courageous. I am rich. I am beautiful. I am respectable. I am a president. Woo! All right, that's done with that. That's all the affirmations today. I hope they like those little bit of affirmations. I'm getting tired because I was outside in the sun all day. But I'm ready to lay down now. But we're going to finish this off nice and strong here. We got, 30 more seconds or something like that before we do this. So let me just pull it up real quick, and then we'll start right here at 55 seconds. All right, here we go. Self-confidence formula. First, I know that I have the ability to achieve the object of my definite purpose. Therefore, I demand of myself persistent, aggressive, and continuous actions toward its attainment. I realize that the dominating thoughts of my mind eventually reproduce themselves in outward bodily action and gradually transform themselves into physical reality. Therefore, I will concentrate my mind for 30 minutes daily upon the task of thinking of the person I intend to be, by creating a mental picture of this person and then transforming that picture into reality through practical service. I know that through the principle of autosuggestion any desire that I persistently hold in my mind will eventually seek expression through some practical means of realizing it. Therefore, I shall devote 10 minutes daily to demanding of myself the development of the factors named in the 16 lessons on this reading course on the law of success. I have clearly mapped out and written down a description of my definite purpose in life. For the coming 5 years, I have set a price on my service for each of those 5 years, a price that I intend to earn and receive through strict application of the principle of efficient, satisfactory service, which I will render in advance. Ooh, guys, remember what we talked about? What did we talk about? What did we talk about today? Yeah, guys, rendering more service than being paid for. That's right. It's part of the self-confidence formula. Get that shit together. I fully realize that no wealth or position can long endure unless built upon truth and justice. Therefore, I will engage in no transaction which does not believe all whom it affects. I will succeed by attracting to me the forces I wish to use and the cooperation of other people. I will induce others to serve me because I will first serve them. I will eliminate hatred, envy, jealousy, selfishness, and cynicism by developing a love for all humanity, because I know that a negative attitude toward others can never bring me success. I will cause others to believe in me because I will believe in them and in myself. I will sign my name to this formula, commit it to memory, and repeat it aloud once a day with full motherfucking faith that it will gradually influence my entire life, so that I will become a successful and happy worker in my chosen field of endeavor. That's it. We're done for today. Congratulations, we made it. I'm tired. You're probably tired. We've been working all day. We got to make some money still. So don't forget, if you want to write into the show, you're more than motherfucking welcome to. You can write in at reflife32@gmail.com. Okay, big news, guys. I went and I'm getting no, I haven't went yet, but I'm going when I have some time, when I want to. I'm going to go down and I'm going to buy like one of those $10 flip phones, and I'm going to get a number so that you guys can leave motherfucking voicemails on the show, and it's going to be great. It's like a $5, it's like a $10 investment, and then you guys can call into the show and you don't have my real number, which is what I don't want. So that's all right. And then we can start doing the call-ins to the show, and you guys can be happy with your little bitch-ass lives. All right, everybody. This has been Wild Thoughts with your host, The Big Bang. Hopefully you enjoyed your butthole today. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.